Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Oxcord Podcast, presented by Boot Crew Media and sponsored by Maker's Mark. I am your host, Cruz Oxenrider. Not joined by us is our second in command, Nick Perkins. Not sure where he is. I think he might have taken a little old man nap, but always joined by the intern, Bond Snow, and of course, Wyatt and Mac in the background. Bond, what is going on?
A little sunburnt on my face, but other than that, we're Jay chilling.
Yeah, I am sunburned for different reasons. Emotionally, I'm sunburned because, as most people know, I am a Miami Heat fan. Dwayne Wade's my all-time favorite player. And unfortunately, the Miami Heat lost in a heartbreaking Game 7 against the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics are going to the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors. I ended up getting one out of my two NBA Final predictions right. I was very happy about that. I'm more shocked that I got the Golden State one right than the Miami one, so I can't be too mad. Wasn't Bucks in 5 or 6.
It's Bucks in 6.
Wasn't Heat in 5 or 6 or 7. So, and of course, Wyatt and Mac are also Heat fans as well. So we're all kind of feeling it. We wanted to record right after Game 7. We got some other things going on. We're going to preview the NBA Finals, Golden State, Boston, Game 1 in San Fran on Thursday. We're going to go over that. And then we also have like a fun little theory. If you could pick two non-combat athletes and put them up against each other, what would be the most entertaining fight out of that? But let's go ahead and get into it. God, this is really frustrating. I was really hoping we could just bring some like really good energy to start the show, but it just didn't work out that way. It just seemed like Boston was going to run away with this. I don't know how the Miami Heat did not lose by 20 points in this game. It seemed like Boston was up by 20 the entire game. It didn't matter like how much Miami tried to come back. It never felt close until the exact end. And then Miami just went on this crazy looking streak. And it seemed like, oh my God, is this going to be like a NBA Finals Game 6 where like we somehow miraculously win the game when we were down? They already had the tape and the trophy out. Didn't go that way. Jimmy Butler had a wide open 3. That's not his game. He missed it. And it was just done after that.
Don't get me started on that Jimmy Butler 3, dog.
Man, it's a rough one. I didn't think it was a good shot. However, though, it's like if he hits the shot, he goes down as a hero. If he misses it, it's kind of like, damn, why would you take that? But it's like I get why he took the shot. Jimmy Butler just felt kind of like a one-man team this series. Bam had a great
100%.
Bam had a great I believe it was Game 3 in Boston, and he never just multiplied that. It just seemed like Jimmy Butler was just a one-man team. I will say this. Oladipo cost you this game. I would say PJ Tucker, Oladipo, and Kyle Lowry cost us this game. I think if
Oladipo was so bad tonight.
He was not good. Which I love Victor Oladipo. He's just like, he's a beloved veteran, and he's like one of those guys where it's like, oh, he won't lose you a game. Unfortunately, that's not exactly how it came down to it. It is very frustrating. I'm right now, we talked about this before we started the show. The Miami Heat need a big 3 again. They do not have a big 3. Kyle Lowry is not a big 3.
They need a center.
I love Bam, but Bam is like, he just got worked.
He still dropped 25 points.
He dropped 25, but I mean, he was just like Al Horford bullied him. Al Horford's 100%. A big dude. Like, I'm a firm believer right now. Is like, look, this team has made the Eastern Conference Final the last 2 out of 3 years. The year they didn't win was last year, and the Bucks won the NBA championship, so you can't really be mad at that. I think you go out and you move heaven and earth, and you go get Joel Embiid, and you go get Bradley Beal, or you go get Dame Lillard, and you pair him with Jimmy Butler, and you pair him with Bam, and I think you move Tyler Hero. I think you move him. I know he won 6th Man of the Year, but that man was a non-factor after the first round of the playoffs. Like, I am sick of the Tyler Hero.
He only played 7 minutes tonight. How do you want him to be a factor when he only plays 7 minutes?
Exactly. Like he didn't play in the second half at all. He's like riding the bench. You're 6th Man of the Year. is he hurt? Is he just inconsistent? Like, I don't know. Like, I've heard like hamstring injuries, like issues or groin. I just I don't know. He had a great rookie year, had a terrible sophomore slump,
year, yeah.
and then like he came back this year coming off the bench and he won Sixth Man of the Year, and then like playoffs come around and he's just nowhere to be seen. And like I know injuries happen, so it's like,
he had a couple good games in the first series of the playoffs.
I think you can move him and get a pretty decent amount for him.
Oh, 100%.
And I think
send him to Dallas.
Yeah. I think you can get some good pieces for him. I think you move him a year too early than a year too late. I'm under that impression. It's always what Belichick's done. It's what Greg Popovich has done. And Eric Spoelstra is a fantastic coach, and so is Pat Riley. He's been a great general manager. I think you move Tyler Hero and you do whatever you can possibly do to go get Joel Embiid, Dame Lillard, or Bradley Beal, and you add them to this team because the East is wide open. And so I don't think Boston is that great of a team. Like, I think they're good, but I would take last year's Milwaukee Bucks over them. I would take 2020. I would take 2020 Miami Heat over them. Like, I think they were just I would.
I'll say this. One, Tyler was playing with a groin injury this entire series.
Yes, he was.
2, the Celtics beat the Bucks down our second best player in Chris Middleton. And so honestly, next year, if Chris Middleton can stay healthy, I'm taking Bucks first overall. Because I still think we are the best team in the East.
Like, top to bottom, healthy. I would make that argument. I would say fully healthy Miami and a fully healthy Milwaukee. You can do 1A, 1B.
It's gonna 1A, 1B. Exactly. Yeah.
But that being said, Boston won. It was a great series.
Entertaining as shit.
It's a fantastic series, because the Western Conference Final was a snore. It was never in doubt. Like,
did the Mavericks? Did they go 4-1? They got swept. Oh shit!
Yeah, they got swept.
Luka needs help. Luka needs
a new team. Like, I'm sorry, Dallas is, or it was a gentleman's sweep. I'm sorry.
4-1. 4-1.
Yeah, it honestly could have been 4. It could have been 4-0. Luka is, I'll give him that. He's fantastic. I think he whines a little bit too much, but I don't see him winning in Dallas. I really don't. Like we talked about it last episode. Like, where could you see Luka going and like being able to actually have a shot? I think his best chance to win a championship is out in the Eastern Conference, like going to Philly, maybe going to Boston, like maybe going to Atlanta, pairing with Trae Young, like something like that, something exciting. Like, he's not going to win in the West because he's not going to go to LA. He's not going to win any. He's not going to go to New Orleans. He's not going to go to Memphis. But Golden State, who I picked before the playoffs to go to the NBA Finals, I told you, if they're fully healthy, they're here. Like, they're back. No Kevin Durant.
I have Warriors in 5 here.
I have Warriors in 5, and it's like I really want to. Oh God, a big part of me wants to say sweep, but I have enough respect for the Celtics to give them at least 1. Possibly 2, depending on depending on just like how, like, what Jason Tatum's gonna show up. Because like, I want to crown Jason Tatum a superstar, but like, he's just so inconsistent that I can't do it. He's a star, but he's not a superstar, you know? So
before we get off Luka, I will say I did see an interesting statistic or like graphic on him the other day. And so they compared him and LeBron side by side through their first 4 years of NBA contention.
Mm-hmm.
And Luka leads LeBron in points per game, assists per game, rebounds per game, falls on field goal percentage, but leads in 3-point percentage. Granted, Luka is older because he did play in the Euro League before coming over.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was an interesting comparison.
I mean, he's the future of the NBA is in really good hands. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not worried.
100%.
I'm not worried about that at all. I think Jason Tatum. I think Luka, Trae Young, Devin Booker, Zion, if he can get healthy, Ja Morant. Like I think the NBA is in great hands. I look at it like this. This is like. I think the Celtics are here, but I don't think they're here to stay. Like I have a feeling this could be like a one-hit wonder. Now Golden State is like the Patriots, or like where you expect them to be here now. Like this is like that is their like expectations now. They're that kind of level. So it's like, and they're not young anymore. Like they're not like the young flashy team. Like Golden State is established in veterans. Like Steph and Clay and Draymond have been here for a minute. Like they're here now. My thing is, though, I think this team has too much championship experience, and I think this team is just better all around. I think defensively that they're great. Offensively, they're great. They have two guys who can score 40 on you without, breaking a sweat. They have a third Splash Brother now. I just think is Golden State 5.
I honestly agree. I feel like Golden State has been slept on defensively this year.
Yeah, they're top. They're a top. Last time I checked, I think they were 8th defensively.
Yeah,
they're top 10.
Nobody expects them to come out and play defense. Everyone's used to the Golden State from like 3-4 years ago, where they just camp behind the arc and shoot threes in your face all game long. And now we're getting into the series where you're going up against Luka, Ja Morant, those type of players. Now that the West has been getting more superstars outside of Dame and the super teams they've been building, and they're like, oh goddamn, Golden State can play defense.
Yeah, I mean they're top. They were number 4 in the NBA defensively, and so before we move on, I want to bring on a Celtics fan who is a friend of ours, and he is a very, very excited man.
I'm trying to get him to hop in. I don't know
he's
if
here.
Gonna hop in.
I'm gonna bring him in.
Right.
Barcelon's very own Jack Hutchins, Celtics fan as well. Jack, welcome to the stream. Are you there? Oh no, did we lose Jack?
Let me go yell at him.
Jack? Oh, there he is.
Second.
Oh, he's here. He's in my house. He's in my house.
He's in your house. Jack, how's it going, man?
Banging on my door.
Is he sober?
Let me put the headphones in.
Okay.
I told him the last time. Okay, so the last time he came over, I was taking a nap, and he just bangs on my door, and I had Atlas in here.
Yeah.
And Atlas just goes nuts because someone's banging on my door. And I told him not to do that, and you still do it.
Fuck off, Johnny.
All right. Well, that was our one F-bomb of the show. Hey, Jack. How's it going? And we lost him. Okay. This is just sorry. You know what? I expect nothing less from classless Boston fans. I really do. I'm just kidding. No, Celtics fans are great. I think Boston sports fans are fantastic in their own ways. All right. So while it's hitting the fan, I figured I would bring in one of our other Heat fans to give his take. Wyatt, you're another Heat guy. By the way, before we go on, our intern Wyatt has just been accepted to grad school at the University of Alabama. So round of applause for the big guy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wyatt, I'm very proud of you. We all are here at the Oxcord podcast. It's now officially an All Bama podcast. So we're not biased.
We're not biased at all.
Yeah, but if you want to
ignore this poster, my poster.
If you want to be an intern on the show, you must have or have been a University of Alabama alum or current student. Just heads up. But anyways, Wyatt, congratulations. And second off, thoughts on today and tonight and the Miami Heat season.
I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I'm in a lot of pain tonight. I'm gonna be completely honest. Horrible start. We were down 10 to 20 points, what felt like the entire game, which props to Boston. every time Miami would cut it to 4 to 6 points, Boston they'd respond and put it back up to 12 to 15. So huge props to Boston on that. Hell of a series as well. I did not expect this to go to 7. I expected Heat in 6.
Heat in 6? I said Heat in 5.
Yeah, Heat in 5. That's the Miami saying, but yeah. I said it. I didn't believe it. I believed Heat in 6.
Yeah.
But yeah, injuries smoked the Heat. Injuries smoked the Celtics. There were times where I was very surprised Robert Williams was on the court at all. Man looked like he couldn't walk on his knee half the time. But props to Boston. Miami's roster will look very different. Mm-hmm. I agree with you, Cruz. They need to move Tyler. We're paying Duncan $90 million a year to go, not a year, but we're paying Duncan $90 million to go sit on the bench.
Yeah.
And drop 27 in one playoff game and then vanish. And yeah, I think if you're Miami, you realize Jimmy Butler is on the wrong side of 30, and you've got to get this man some help, a lot more than Kyle Lowry.
So let me ask you this. If you could make one move, like your dream move for the Miami Heat this offseason, what is it?
Dream move is getting Duncan out of the building, first off.
Okay.
I don't know if you're doing this in a sign or trade or because you can't.
It would have to be a sign and trade.
It'd have to be a sign and trade with somebody else.
You can't move that. You can't just move big of a contract.
Yeah, no.
For him.
So you get Duncan off this roster and you get Joel Embiid on the roster. I don't care how. If my memory serves correct, according to Spot Track, whatever it is, the website that does a lot of contracts, Embiid's a free agent.
Is he?
If my memory serves correctly, I can go back.
I thought he signed an extension like 2 years ago. Did he not?
He might have. I don't know. I can go back behind the scenes later and look at that and correct my mistake if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But get Embiid on this roster. I don't care how. Anybody not named Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo is there in talks.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I would love Embiid. I think we know
we need
that
a big.
We know that Jimmy Butler and Embiid have a great relationship. That would be a force with Bam and Embiid down low with Jimmy. I personally, and I'm thinking about this too, I would love to go get Colin Sexton and get rid of. I would trade Kyle Lowry, and I know we just signed him, but I'm just not a believer. I don't like how he played in the playoffs. I think he was a big reason why we lost this series.
He was bad in the Atlanta series, got hurt for basically the entirety of the Philly series. He came back for like a half and that was it, and was bad this series. So I'm all for getting Kyle Lowry out of here. I
would trade. That would probably have to be a sign and trade as well. And then I would go after Embiid. And then, or DeAndre Ayton out of Phoenix. I think he would probably be easier, cheaper, and younger. And then I would do what I could to go get Colin Sexton out of Cleveland, which I know he's a free agent. So I would love to see Colin in a Miami Heat uniform. Not because from a Bama factor, but because I think him in the fast break with that offense, the way he plays defense, I think it would just be a good fit. I really do. I think Colin needs a new change of scenery, and I think that it makes a lot of sense. So
it does.
Yeah. So okay. Well,
I'm going to correct my Joel Embiid thing. He's got one more year on his contract. He's a free agent in 2023.
Okay. Yeah. I thought he had at least like 1 or 2 more years. So yeah. So let me ask you this, and then we'll move on. Do you see this series being competitive between Boston and Golden State?
If Peyton Pritchard snatches Steph Curry's knee like he did Jimmy Butler's, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
saying no.
Look. I do not wish harm or injury on anybody.
Okay.
Let me preface this.
Okay.
I hope Peyton Pritchard's toilet paper tears vertically every time he tears it. I hope he steps on Legos in the middle of the night. I do not like this man.
That toilet paper tearing vertically is a new one I have never heard.
That is aggressive.
I hope this man I hope this man's food always feels really hot, and then the center is ice cold.
Oh my
Like,
god!
I do not like this dude. Jimmy
That's
Butler
mean.
was having the playoff series of his life. I mean, like, changing the narrative. Jimmy Butler was going from a horrible teammate, a narcissist, a team bouncer, to a staple of the Miami Heat. This man is a top 2 Miami Heat player. Jimmy Butler is top 2
of all time.
No, of Eric Spoelstra's era.
Oh, about to say.
No.
Whoa.
Top 2 is
No.
Jimmy Butler. Yes.
No.
Yes.
He's not better than D-Wade, and he's not better than LeBron James. He's not better. Wait, now are you talking?
D-Wade's 1. Jimmy
D-Wade
Butler
will
2.
always be
LeBron
1.
3.
My brother in Christ.
I know
What?
it's bad.
No.
I know it's a
Jimmy
hot
Butler is
take.
top 5. He is not.
Jimmy Butler is number 3.
Okay, so hold on.
He's number
why?
2.
He's
I
number
would,
3.
What he
I would
has
make it-
done,
I would
what
make
he
it-
has done for Miami.
I'd make
What
I'd make
he
a
has
case
done
he's
for
4.
Miami, because LeBron came with
Who's
Bosh
number 3?
and made Wade take a step back.
I would say
Wade had
Shaq.
to take a step back.
Shaq?
I would say Shaq.
Spell
Wait,
wasn't
is
the
that
coach
in
under
this
Shaq.
coaching era?
Spell wasn't the coach for Shaq.
You know, oh yeah, you're right.
Under
Okay,
Eric
you're right.
Spoelstra.
Okay, fair. Okay,
All right, so I would go top 4. Dwayne Wade, LeBron, Butler, Bosh.
Bosch's career ended early because of the heart stuff,
Yeah, blood clots. Yeah.
blood clots. And LeBron, with the way he left Miami and the fact that he was, you got to think about this too. LeBron was supposed to have the big moments, the game 6 in Boston. At 17 years old, LeBron is on the cover of Sports Illustrated, right? This dude was a generational player.
Bro, he took us to 4
But-
straight NBA finals.
But Jimmy Butler was not supposed to have that. This man was JUCO. He bounced teams. He was, like I said, he was called narcissistic, a horrible teammate, a bad person. He gets to Miami. We were not a good team.
That's true.
Like, we were not making playoffs. We were
All right.
making playoffs before LeBron.
So while we have the Heat fan here,
Yeah.
I saw an interesting conspiracy theory the other day on TikTok that Jimmy Butler is actually Michael Jordan's long lost son.
I saw that.
Yo, what?
I saw that video.
So
Bullshit.
no, so there is like a lot of evidence, or a substantial amount of evidence.
Okay.
So like Michael Jordan paid child support payments to his baby mama, or secret baby mama, until the child
kid
was
was
13.
Okay.
And Jimmy Butler left his home when he was 13.
He got kicked out because his mom quit receiving child support payments when Jimmy Butler
Yes.
was 13. Jimmy
No.
Butler never knew his dad.
Yes.
Jimmy Butler,
No.
Michael
And,
Jordan.
and when
Michael Jordan was in Jimmy Butler's birth city, the city where Jimmy Butler was born, 9 months before Butler was born. He was playing in that city.
Oh my god, they look so much alike.
They
right,
look
and
so
when you
similar.
dissect their faces and put them on top of each, or like next to each other, they look damn near identical.
I can't do this. No.
And
Okay.
Jimmy,
No.
Jimmy's
I'm just saying-
Jimmy's
I could
basketball
see
the
it.
last month has
No.
been at a very, very high level.
That is.
I could see it.
I don't want to see it. That's the thing.
But you don't want to, and yet you still are.
Okay, fine. Okay, you know what? No, I'm not doing this because it's a rabbit hole we don't need to go down. Okay, Wyatt, I think you're absolutely insane
Thank you.
if you think for a second that Jimmy Butler has had a bigger impact in Miami than LeBron James has.
Oh, 100%.
You're an
for that.
insane person. It's D-Wade will always be the number one Miami. Like when people think of the Miami Heat, they will always think of Dwayne Wade.
Oh, 100%. Dwayne Wade is like untouchable. Like I'm very surprised Dwayne Wade
it's
is
Wade.
not.
It's Wade County.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
he is missed. Like no disrespect to Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, but it is D Wade is Mr. 305. It is Miami.
It is Dwayne Wade's arena. It is Dwayne Wade's city.
It needs to be named. It needs to be named Wade Court. is what it needs to be.
Yes.
In American
Wade
Airlines
Coliseum would
And
be
this man needs to be a minority owner of the Miami Heat.
He probably will be one day. But to say that Jimmy Butler is the number 2 player when LeBron James stepped foot into that arena and they won 4 straight Eastern Conference.
LeBron was
No, I mean, look,
LeBron was the player. He was the guy. Coming out of high school, he was being compared to Michael Jordan. Jimmy Butler
won anything until he got to
won
Miami.
MVPs when he got to
Congratulations,
Miami.
MVPs aren't rings.
Jimmy Butler didn't do shit until he got to Miami.
Yeah, but look,
Miami wasn't doing shit post D Wade, pre Jimmy Butler.
But look what happened when LeBron went to go play in Miami with D Wade and Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley. They taught him how to win, and when D Wade got out of his way and was like, "Hey, this is your team now." Like, look at that 2012 season where they beat OKC in 5 games. You can look at 2013 LeBron. That is the best LeBron.
I think
that is the most unstoppable version of LeBron. I don't care what anyone else says. Miami Heat LeBron is the best LeBron.
Absolutely.
And it's not comparable. So sorry.
In argument against Jimmy Butler, again, no disrespect to the man. Phenomenal basketball player, one of the all-stars in the league right now. However, the Bucks drafted Giannis in 2013 when the dude could barely lift 2 gallons of milk.
I just saw that they're doing a Disney Plus movie. Did you see that?
I did see that.
About Giannis and his family.
Oh,
It comes out in June.
did not. What?
Yeah, it comes out in June.
What?
I saw it tonight when I was watching the game. Yeah, it's a Disney Plus movie. It's about Giannis and his his brothers. Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, the Bucks draft Giannis. He's this maybe 6'3" dude, $180 soaking wet.
Yeah, I've seen the picture.
And now he's like 7 foot 250.
He's a monster
and is dominating the league. But easily the best player in the league right now. And you can't be like, oh, the Heat brought Butler in and made him up into this. Yeah. When Butler was already Butler.
Butler was playing with Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid.
Karl Anthony Towns is an all-star.
That's what I'm saying. Jimmy Butler was playing with superstars and wasn't doing shit.
He played for bad teams.
He got to Miami.
He played for bad teams. He played for bad teams.
Butler got to Miami. His number 2 weapon was Goran Dragic. No disrespect to Dragic. No disrespect to Dragic.
Watch how you talk about the Dragon.
Hey, I love him.
All right.
I love the Dragon.
Okay, look.
He kept us afloat.
We'll agree to disagree. Like you say he's 2, I say he's 4.
Now, this isn't like
4.
It's not like a huge gap. It's like Dwayne Wade is head and shoulders above everybody else, and then it's Jimmy Butler, like 2 strands of hair, and LeBron James. Like it was this playoffs.
It is D-Wade, LeBron.
It was the game 6 against Boston. It was Jimmy Butler's game 6 against Boston, which was better than LeBron's game 6 against Boston, by the way, statistically.
That was also a better Boston team when LeBron did it.
LeBron had 2 All-Stars with him. The Miami Heat had
Dwayne Wade was on his last legs, and Chris Bosh had been hurt the entire playoffs.
That's fair.
In fact, Bosh didn't even play Game 6. He played Game 7, which he had a huge impact on. And so, it's D-Wade, LeBron, huge drop, Bosh, Butler, and then hell, I'd even put Ray Allen in the top 5 because without Ray Allen, LeBron doesn't win a ring. Okay, so I've rambled on and on.
We'll agree.
Why before I let you go, who do you have? Do you have Warriors, Celtics, and if you do, how many games?
Warriors in 5. If the Celtics snatch a kneecap or trip somebody like they shouldn't, then it's Warriors in 6.
Okay. Are you going to put any money on it?
Probably using a DraftKings Sportsbook.
And speaking of the DraftKings Sportsbook app, Here's our promotion. Use promo code BOOT, make any $5 bet during the NBA Finals, get $150 in free bets instantly. That is promo code BOOT, B-O-O-T, only at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sporting betting partner of the NBA. By the way, I have Warriors in 6. I am going officially Warriors in 6. I feel pretty good about that one. I want to say if I had my way in a perfect world, it would be Warriors in 4. But here we are. So
I'm taking Warriors in 5.
Okay.
I think they take both home games to start the series off. They snatch one in Boston and they take game 5 at home.
I like that. Okay. So speaking of odds, Bond, we're getting close. We're already in the double digits for college football. This week will be double. This week in college football. This week will be double digits in NFL. And Vegas came out with their list of the worst records predicted. By the way, obviously, like they're just going off of what they believe, and Vegas is usually right. So they had some interesting teams on here. So this is from worst to what is it? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 16. So the worst 16
bottom
teams
16.
in the league. Bottom 16. So it goes Texans, Bears, Panthers, Giants, Seahawks, Falcons, Jags, Lions, Steelers, Browns, Jets, Saints, 49ers, Raiders, and Cardinals. There's some teams on this that I was like, okay, I can definitely see that. And there's some teams that I'm raising my eyebrows with. I was like, I'm sorry, are we looking at the same teams?
The Bears going 3-14 to me, as an NFC North guy, I hate the Bears. The Bears are the Packers' biggest rivals. I hate the Bears.
They have the Lions going 7-10.
The Lions going 7-10 is just about as likely as the Bears going 3-14.
So the teams I have the biggest problem with on this list. So they have Texans 3-14, Bears 3-14, which I have a huge problem with. I think they're actually going to make a really positive step forward in year 2 with Justin Fields.
It's gonna be tight between them and the Vikings for number 2 in the division.
They have Panthers 4-13. I think that's correct. Giants 5-12. I think that's correct. Seahawks 5-12. I think that's correct. Falcons 6-11. I think there's too many wins for the Falcons. I just don't think
100%.
Jags 6-11. I find that interesting because I do like Doug Peterson. I like what they did in free agency, and I thought they actually had a pretty decent draft. So I don't hate that one. Lions 7-10 is that is
backing entirely on 1, the athletic ability of Jameson Williams, and 2, the ability of Jared Goff to get the ball to Jameson Williams.
Yeah. I like the Lions, what they have. Like, they have Penei Sewell, they have DeAndre Swift, they have TJ Hawkinson.
Okay, I will say this. TJ Hawkinson was only the 6th best tight end in fantasy last year.
He's good.
When they had no other options.
Yes, but I think
I'm not saying this to shit on TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
I personally had him on my fantasy team. He put up tight end numbers.
Yeah. That's all you ask for.
In fantasy, but he's not going to carry you to a 7-10 record.
No, absolutely not. So they also have the Steelers going 7-10. That would be the first time Mike Tomlin has ever had a losing season in Pittsburgh. I just don't see that happening. I think the team is too good, even with Kenny Pickett. I think they just have too much talent around them. And then the Browns 7-10, depending on how many games Deshaun Watson gets suspended. Baker Mayfield, they do not intending on cutting him. So he could get traded. He could stick around and be their quarterback. Jets 7-10. I hate it, but I can honestly kind of see it. I can kind of see it. They
made fantastic draft moves.
They had a great draft. I could see it. It's just such a hard division with New England and Miami and Buffalo. Saints 8-9. Look, I know I'm a homer, but this team went 9.
That's just a bad choice.
Like, that team went 9-8 with 4 quarterbacks last year, and they still were half a game away from playoffs. In fact, people can argue they got better. Like, they're better than last year, or they're better.
100%.
Like, they got the Honey Badger, they got Marcus May, they got Trevor Penning, they got Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry's back. Michael Thomas is back. I think they've done nothing but improve.
As
obviously
much as
it's going to
hate
be
to say it. Yeah. I think the South is y'all's division this year,
I
especially
do
with
too.
the amount of defensive talent that the Bucks have lost.
Yeah,
I think the South is your division.
Look, if I'm a betting person, which I am, thank you, DraftKings Sportsbook app, I would put my money on the Saints winning the NFC South this year. The odds are good. I think it is just they've owned Tampa Bay in the regular season. This team has gotten nothing but better. I think Jameis Winston's going to have a comeback season. I think Michael Thomas is going to have a comeback player of the year season. This type season. I'm not saying he's going to win. I think Derrick Henry actually has probably the best chance of doing that. But I think it's a safe bet. Now, this one was interesting to me because I don't know really what to think of this team. The 49ers, they have them going 8-9 as well. And this is a team that just went to the NFC Championship game with Jimmy Garoppolo. Deebo Samuel's back. They still have Kittle. They still have Brandon Ayuk. They still have Shanahan. I don't know. I think 8-9 is kind of low, depending on even what I don't know what they do with Trey Lance. I don't know if they move Jimmy. Like I don't know what the plan is.
Based on the reports that I've seen out of scouting camp,
yeah,
they are in love with Trey Lance.
I mean, I can see you moved heaven and earth to go get him.
I would be not even like just honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
Soft or sunk cost fallacy type thing.
Yeah.
In love with him. No, he is, from what I've seen, he's been doing great in their summer camp. And I would not be shocked to see Garoppolo benched after week 6 for Trey Lance. And send Garoppolo somewhere else.
So do you maybe try and trade Garoppolo while his value is still hot, or do you think they just kind of sit back and wait?
I would 100%. All right, look, you reached for Trey Lance in the 3rd round. Or in the third overall pick of last year's draft.
Yeah.
I would 100% try and trade Jimmy G to like Houston.
Okay.
Houston's QB isn't going to do anything.
I would actually say if I was gonna make a move for somebody,
I would say Seattle, but they're not going to trade him in division.
No, I was thinking more of the lines of I wanted to say the Giants.
From what I've heard, the Giants are they're doubling down on Danny Dimes.
I don't understand why.
I don't either, but from what I've heard, they're doubling down on Danny Dimes.
So, and then Carolina's an option. I know they have Matt Corral, but
Carolina is also in love with Matt Corral. So I do not see that.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do anything, they're gonna bench. Who do they have now?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, they're going to bench Darnold for Matt Corral.
I could see him also bringing Cam back for a one-year deal. So Cam can retire a Panther. Then they also have the Raiders, 8-9. I don't like that one. That's one of the ones where it's like I don't like that. I think Vegas.
I do like that one.
Do you?
Yeah, because so you're in a division with Denver.
Yep.
Chargers.
Yep.
And
I don't like the Chargers.
The Chiefs.
Yeah. I don't like the Chargers. I think they are all bark, no bite. Every year.
Well, Justin Herbert has the 2nd highest rated EPA on a drop back where teams are expecting passes of any quarterback in the league. And I want you to guess who's first.
Probably Carr.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. I was going to say division, so I'm not sure. So
NFC or AFC West, I think it goes Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders.
I would say honestly right now this is where I'm leaning because I'm looking at total team. I don't think people are talking about how much Kansas City has lost this offseason, not just on offense but on defense as well. I think Denver.
I honestly
think Denver is going to win this division this year. Not because they have a full stack team.
Chargers might win this division because I saw something that Chiefs are going to make MVS their wide receiver 1?
They have to at this point. It's Juju.
It's MVS, bro.
It's MVS
as
or
a Packers fan, I would not touch that fucker with a 10-foot pole.
So they have him. I will say this. I think they probably got the steal of the undrafted free agents and Justin Ross out of Clemson. Kid had second round, first round talent. He had a bad neck injury. I don't know what happened, but he fell, and apparently he's fully healthy. So this kid could come in.
He went. Yeah. I just saw a TikTok on it today. Actually, the reason that he went undrafted is he did not pass NFL teams' physical evaluations because of his spinal surgery that he had because of the neck injury. And that's why they were able to pick him up for cheap.
Okay.
But I still think that with MVS as your wide receiver 1, you're going to be looking for someone to replace Tyreek Hill. And MVS can get downfield, but he drops balls.
So there are some other options though. You gotta look at free agents. There's Julio. OBJ can come back in the middle of the season.
Right. Obviously, this is way too early speculation.
Yeah.
Off-season's not over. But
no, not at all.
As of right now, I personally think that this is the Chargers' division to lose.
Look, talent-wise, there's no arguing that. I think talent-wise, every year the Chargers are up there with anybody in the AFC. My thing is, though, I just don't trust them. I'll never bet on them because guess what? You can give me all the fancy stats about how pretty of a ball Justin Herbert throws and all this and all that. I want to see him win games. That's what I want. I want to see him win games. I want to see the Chargers win games. Like, I don't care how high or how far he can throw. It's the same with Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen. Like, yeah, you can throw an amazing deep ball, but dude, I want to see you win games. And I just think Justin Herbert has been crowned way too early. Don't get me wrong. I think he's insanely talented, but dude, I want to see at least when Mahomes got crowned, he took his team to the AFC Championship in the first year starting. Justin Herbert hasn't made the playoffs yet, and I know he's only been in the league for 2 years, but can we just wait till this kid actually wins a playoff game before we crown him?
I understand that.
Yeah. But the talent wise, yeah,
I've taken Justin Herbert as my fantasy QB for the last 2 years, and he has not let me down.
Yeah, in fantasy football, Drew Brees was the best fantasy football quarterback of all time, and guess how many times he got to the playoffs in the late 2010s? Not a lot. So
right, but he has great stats. He rushes throws in unnecessary situations, which leads to an exorbitant amount of picks. But I think having this extra year, going through film over the last year, and having the draft that the Chargers had, as long as the defensive additions that they had, I do think that the Chargers are the team in the West this year, especially with what Kansas City lost in Honey Badger and Cheetah.
So I'll say this. I was reading something the other day. There's a chance somehow, some way they could legit get all 4 of these teams in the AFC West in the playoffs. They could have Vegas, Denver, LA, and Kansas City, depending on how they have their tiebreakers and how they split their games. It's just that good of a division. I like Vegas because, one, I think their defense is good. I like their offensive line. I like Derek Carr. They added Devontae Adams. I love Josh Jacobs, and I think Kenyon Drake's a great spellback. Darren Waller is an underrated tight end. He does not get enough love. And
he is absolutely not underrated. He's tight end 1.
In the NFL, in fantasy, 1. Yeah, but he doesn't get that Kittle, Kelsey. I'm trying to think of other big name. I think Kittle and Kelsey are obviously the at names. Gronk is up there. Because just for name notability, but a lot of people forget about Waller unless you are a Vegas fan, and so I think he's a great weapon. I think I like this roster top to bottom, I like it more than Kansas City this year. I'm taking Kansas City because Vegas. I like Vegas second in this division.
I hate to say it just because they stole Devontae Adams from us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love their roster this year. I think, honestly, I would not be shocked if the Chiefs missed the playoffs this year.
I could see it. I have enough respect for Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce to do it, but I think a lot of people are forgetting how much talent they lost. And so moving on, the last team on that worst record list is the Cardinals at 8-9. That one I can see because I think this Kyler Murray project's getting ready to explode. I think it's getting ready to blow up. I think
100%.
I don't like this roster. I don't like this team. I think they just seemed to hit lightning in a bottle last year, and then it all blew up. And then when they got to the playoffs, the Rams just ran them out of their own building. I think this is I don't know. There's nothing about this team that I was like, I really don't want to play the Cardinals. I would love to play the Cardinals. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
In the playoffs?
So do you remember that? I don't remember what year it was, but we played the Packers played the Cardinals in the last week of the season.
Yeah.
It was the Christmas game.
Okay.
I was in Arizona for that game when Rodgers hit the Hail Mary.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And then
I was in the stadium. I was wearing anytime I go to an opposing team's stadium, I buy a hat.
Okay.
Just for souvenir purposes. And I'm sitting there in the Cardinals hat and a Packers jersey because I didn't want to just carry the hat around. And Rodgers hits that Hail Mary. And I'm like, oh my God.
Jeez.
We're gonna win it all, and then we lose to them in the
and then
wild card rounds.
Yeah, was it Carson Palmer had that crazy pass to Larry Fitzgerald, and Larry Fitzgerald almost took it all the way. And then a play later, shovel pass to Larry. So out of those, it's a little bit eye opening to me. I think the Saints, the Raiders.
I do have one gripe on this list besides the Bears.
Okay,
the Steelers.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
Steelers are not going to go negative.
No, Mike Tomlin has not had a losing season ever,
and they have one of the best defenses in the NFL right now.
Yes, I believe so too.
They're bringing in a new quarterback with one of the best running backs out of the backfield.
Oh,
Najee Harris.
Yeah,
and they're reforming their receiver core.
I think that this team at worst is 9 wins.
Yeah, they go 9-8.
Yeah,
is what I think.
So out of this list, I hate the Bears projection. I don't like the Falcons projection. I think the Falcons, and this is not me being a hater. I just look at their roster and I'm like, they're not good. They're getting ready to probably cut Deion Jones, which is probably their second best defensive player behind Grady Jarrett, or maybe third. AJ Terrell's up there as well.
Honestly,
I see the Falcons going 3 wins, 4 wins at best.
Swap the Bears and the Falcons, and my only gripe with this list is the Steelers.
Yeah, and then Saints 8-9 and Raiders 8-9. No chance. Yeah. No chance. So I want to bring on our other intern, Mac. I want to get his takes on this. I want to see if he has any gripes about this list. Mac, you heard the bottom 16 that I gave you. Any gripes about this list? Any teams that you think whoa, what is Vegas thinking? Or do you think they kind of knocked it out of the park?
Yeah, I kind of want to piggyback off what Bon was saying. I really don't like the Bears at all, but I think the Lions are a better team. Yes, they've been plagued with mediocrity their entire existence, but I think the Bears are dog shit.
I mean, they have one of the best scramblers outside of Lamar Jackson of the league. Honestly, if I'm ranking dual threat QBs in the league right now, I'm putting Lamar Jackson 1 and Justin Fields 2.
Oh, Josh Allen?
Justin Fields 2.
Okay. So here's my reasoning behind that.
Okay.
Josh Allen goes 3 solely because the dude is massive. He's a tank. He can take hits, but he gets you 9-12 yards of scramble. Justin Fields has the open field speed and the juke ability in order to get you more than those 9 to 12 yards of scramble. Granted, he's no Lamar Jackson, but I feel like he is better in the open field than Josh Allen is, just because Josh Allen is more willing to take hits and not try to juke out defenders, where Justin Field knows that he can juke out defenders and will do that in order to gain more yards and take heavy hits when he needs to. And yeah, it may lead to injury, but we can't speculate that into the season until it happens, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. I really just think the Bears O-line is terrible. I can't name a single person.
Oh, 100%. Do not take AJ Montgomery in fantasy at all. Bears line is trash.
I think I don't know. I think this team is
David Montgomery.
I don't think they're 3 wins. I think they're a little bit better than 3 wins.
Oh, 100% better than 3 wins.
I think I like what they have on defense. I think they have. I like Roquan Smith a lot. You know, I love Eddie Jackson. I was like, I don't know. I just don't see 3 wins. Like, if anything, like if I'm looking at this list in that division is going to go 3-14, I see the Lions because I don't trust Jared Goff as far as you can throw him. Like, there is a reason like they moved off of him as quick as they possibly could to go get Matt Stafford. Like, I just don't see it. I think the talent is there. But I mean, I can't see this first year management for the Bears. I see it. Maybe this is like there's something about this team that we don't see yet, and it's kind of hard. It's just like too early. This is why they're Vegas and they do these things. They see things behind the scenes that we don't. Mac, is there any other team on this list that kind of like shocks you a little bit?
Yeah, one I was actually surprised not to see. I am not very high on the Colts at all. I don't think Matt Ryan is very good. I think he's going to be this year's Drew Brees from last year, where everyone's like, "Oh my God, get this guy out of here!" You know, like why did we even sign him in the first place? Look, I think he's good, but yes, Jonathan Taylor. Look, I know best running back in the NFL other than Derrick Henry. I really don't think the Colts.
Jonathan Taylor was RB1 last year.
Yeah, he's a stud.
But I can't disrespect the king. Okay, that's
fair enough.
That won't happen.
I think
Colts are that good.
I think they have the best offensive line in football. I think they have
100%.
They have a top 3 running back in the NFL right now. I will say this. Last year he was the best, mainly due to Derrick Henry being hurt. I also think that Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey being hurt a lot last year had something to do with it. I think Dalvin Cook and Aaron Jones took a step up in that top 10 back conversation, but like Jonathan Taylor like arrived, and I think Quentin Nelson is the best guard in football.
Yeah, that's
and you get the run behind him. The Colts have good defense too. Like they are like sneaky good. I think Matt Ryan doesn't have to be MVP Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan needs to go out.
He needs to be veteran QB Matt Ryan.
I think he doesn't need to try and do anything extra. I think he just needs to dink and duck, and that's not a problem for him. Like he'll have something he's never had before in his entire career, and that is an offensive line that will actually keep him upright because he never had that in Atlanta.
Not being a Wisconsin homer with Jonathan Taylor or anything, but even if Derrick Henry stays healthy, I think Jonathan Taylor is top 2 running backs in the league this year.
And we've had this conversation before. I think there are 2 types of running backs in the NFL. I think there are the all-purpose backs that receive and run, and I think that there are the traditional running backs. So it's like Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb are in that just natural running back, like traditional, and then you have the all-purpose backs like Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook. I think Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry are 1A, 1B right now, and I think when you look at all-purpose backs, I would take Alvin Kamara as the best all-purpose back because Christian McCaffrey has been hurt the last couple of years. I love Dalvin Cook. I think Dalvin Cook is
Dalvin Cook is going to be integral to Minnesota's offense this year.
Now I can't wait to see what his brother does in Buffalo. Oh, that's going to be scary. Okay, so last thing on this list, Mac, if you have to put your money on one team out of this list to make the playoffs, who are you picking?
I mean, easy pick is Steelers. Obviously, you brought up Mike Tomlin's success, but I low-key like the 49ers as well. Yes, they lost Mike McDaniel, and that's a huge loss to the team. Maybe Debo's there, maybe he's not, but I think that's a pretty tough division, but I think the 49ers are ready. Kyle Shanahan is still there. I think they still have a lot of weapons they can work with. And Trey Lance is coming into his own. They're going to be good, I'm telling you.
I don't hate that pick. I like the 49ers.
I agree. Yeah. I agree with the 49ers off that list. The other ones,
the Saints.
I could see Saints I have as my pick to win the NFC South, so I don't see them belonging on that list, period.
Yeah. It's the Jameis Winston thing, man. I'm telling you. It's Jameis.
Do you think they're not going to send Brady off on a high note? Like, every player in that building is going to be like, we have to do this for him.
They've tried the last 4 times, and it hasn't worked out in their favor.
They lost so much.
Yeah. If anything, the Saints got better. The Saints beat Brady twice last year with Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill, with no Michael Thomas, no Alvin Kamara, no Sean Payton, like half their defense out. Like, this team, fully healthy, top to bottom, is a top 3 team. Like, on paper, is a top 3 team in the NFC. Like, I would say the Packers and the Rams.
Go 12-4.
Yeah,
or
12-5. Yeah,
12-5.
Which is I have them going 11-6. I do. I think I have them winning the NFC South. I have them splitting with Tampa Bay. I think that Brady will finally get New Orleans one time in the regular season, but I think they'll sweep Atlanta. I think they'll sweep Carolina. The Saints right now, I think, if I saw correctly, they have the 4th easiest schedule in the NFL, which is good. They're not playing a first place schedule for the first time since 2017, so that's a huge factor. I just think that's easy money. There's no way this team is going to go under 500. As long, obviously, injuries happen like they did last year.
Right, but you have Michael Thomas back.
Michael Thomas.
You didn't have Michael Thomas all last season.
Yeah, I want the audience who's listening to hear this. Jameis Winston threw a touchdown pass to Chris Hogan, and then immediately retired the next week. That is how bad our wide receiver room was last year. So, all right. So I want to end the show on a fun note. I don't even know how this conversation, this topic, or even this debate came up, but I saw it and I was like, this is good. If you could have 2 non-combat athletes fight in a boxing match, not UFC, but boxing, just straight up punching, who would it be? And I need to think about this for a minute because this kind of got brought up to me, so I need to think. But Bon, I want to start with you. Who do you have?
LeBron James and Aaron Donald.
Oh my God. That would be
I want to see blood, baby.
I don't think that would be a fair fight. Should we? No. So hold on. Are we just excluding weight classes right now? Like, are we just
just full on punching. LeBron's a big dude.
Dude, it's Aaron Donald. He's the shortest in America.
He benches 500 for fun.
Okay. And I want to see LeBron get the shit beat out of him.
Okay.
I would say the only thing LeBron probably has on him is
reach.
Height and reach, exactly. But you punch Aaron Donald in the face, he's not budging at all.
I don't.
Okay. So here's how I decided that. Okay. I picked the scariest guy that I would not want to fight in the NBA, and the scariest guy I would not want to fight in the NFL.
I think you should. If there was a scary guy you didn't want to fight in the NBA, I think there are some other options you could have picked.
No. LeBron hooks me with a right hook to my jaw.
Giannis Embiid.
That would be a good fight.
Giannis Embiid would be a good one, but I also just don't like
LeBron. Jokic. Ooh, bro, that would
I'll
scary.
take him.
Or, no, I think. Oh man, that's tough.
They're both LA. They're both LA teams right now.
Okay, so you know who I wouldn't want to get hit by? Like, honestly, like in the NBA, if I think Pat Bev. I think Pat Bev would just rock me. He's like just like straight.
If you give him a reason enough to hate you, he'll wake up at 4:30 a.m.
And I respect that. That's a different type of hate. Okay, so Mac, 2 non-combat athletes in a boxing match. Who you got? I'm sticking weight class wise because I actually want to see like a fair fight. That's just me.
Okay, so this was kind of sprung on me as well, but
Okay.
I'm going for it. I'm going America's sweetheart versus everyone's favorite. Look, he's got 171 titles. He's tennis sweetheart. I'm taking Roger Federer.
Oh, okay.
Roger Federer versus Mr. America himself, 5'8", 5'9" on a good day. Danny Woodhead. He is a bowling ball.
What?
So thick. I'm telling you, I don't care who you put him up against. America loves an underdog story. He went to Chadron State. I don't even know where that is. I've never heard of that before.
Okay.
I love Danny Woodhead here. I would pay a lot of money to see that fight.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, no, that's a lot to unpack there.
That is a lot. Okay.
Fuck
Okay, so hold on. So I didn't ask this. Bond, who would you have winning your fight?
Oh, 100% Aaron Donald.
Okay, Mac, who would you have winning yours?
Danny Woodhead.
Okay, Wyatt, you're up.
I would have. We've already seen these two get into a knockdown drag out, but like any cage match, like fists until somebody's going down. AJ Green and Jalen Ramsey. These two were going at it on the football field. Literally,
they hate each
helmets
other.
off, snatching off helmets, swinging at each other. I want these two in a match.
Like, they hate each other.
Okay.
Legitimately throwing punches. Nobody's leaving until somebody's hit the deck.
Okay, so who do you have winning?
Jalen Ramsey, because he's got youth.
Okay, I get that. All right, so I'm going a little outside the box because I think this would be must-watch television. You can even make College Game Day the center of this. I want to see Nick Saban versus Paul Feinbaum.
No. You
What?
gotta do Nick Saban versus Jimbo after
No,
this week.
I want pure hate. I want Nick Saban.
You want
Paul
pure
Feinbaum.
hate?
I want
Take Nick versus Jimbo.
no. No offense, I think Jimbo would kind of win.
Really?
Yeah, Jimbo's got. I don't know, man.
Well, Jimbo's pissed off right now. He's got
Nick
that
Saban was up and walking the day he had a hip, like in office working the day he had a hip replacement. As someone who's had a hip replacement, freaking props to Nick Saban for that. Because I was on bed rest for 2 weeks after that.
I think he'd fight dirty. He'd find a way. I don't know. Okay, so all right, fine. Like if you guys don't want to see Paul Feinbaum get his ass kicked by Nick Saban, I guess I can do something else.
You gotta pick at least a
fair fight.
Paul Feinbaum.
You said you.
I thought that wouldn't be a fair fight. I just say weight class.
Paul Feinbaum is this big.
Okay,
Paul Feinbaum would
met Nick
take a
Saban?
shot from Saban
Yes,
and then
I've
be
met
like,
Nick Saban.
all right, well, let's take a call from Bob and
highlight of
Georgia.
my life was meeting
Okay.
Nick
All right.
Saban.
Ooh. Got one. Okay. I want to see a goat go
It
up
also
against a
said
goat.
athletes.
Oh yeah, okay, fine. Athletes are technicalities. My damn show. All right. I want to see I want to see goats go up against goats. I want to see Pat McAfee versus Tom Brady.
Yes.
I want to see the goat punter go up against one of the goat quarterbacks. I want to see
electric.
Yes.
Because
I want to see that.
I know Pat McAfee is gonna hop on the floor and start butt scooting over to Brady and some BJJ shit.
I want to.
And it's gonna be electric.
I want that. In fact, like I want to clip this and send it to him because I just want to get it in his head. Like I want Pat McAfee, Brady in a boxing match, rough and rowdy for all I know. Barstool Sports, let's do it. I'm all for it. I think it would be absolutely amazing. And then if I'm going just pure debauchery and just like pure hate, I want to see Chris Paul and Herb Jones.
Oh, Herb Jones wins that easily.
I
Chris
think
Paul,
bitch.
that.
Yeah, so that was a fun way to end the show. I think that was good. Like end it with violence. It's all good. We love violence here. I'm just kidding. Well, that's gonna do it. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. We are getting very, very close to football season. Cannot wait, boys.
We started the countdown.
Yeah, we already started the countdown. We're doing it on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We're doing the best college football players of all time during that jersey number. So we just did remind me who we did today. Right? We did Nick Fairley from University of Auburn. Some could say he's a dirty player. Some could say he's not. I don't know.
It hurt my soul to post that tweet today.
Yeah, but it is what it is. We respect grades. He's also from Mobile. He went to Davison High School, so shout out 251. You can find me online at The Real Cruise Ox on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you follow the Ox Squad podcast on all social networks and Boot Crew Media, because Boot Crew Media is the bee's knees. What, you guys don't know the cues? Like, come on, we've done this 1,000 times.
All right, no, I got it.
It's cruising the interns. We don't know what we're doing.
All right. No. Follow me on Twitter at @BondSnow_. The ass ratings are ongoing.
Yes, Jesus.
Hopefully I'll be at Galette's on Tuesday when they reopen, and we'll see how it is there. Otherwise, follow the Oxcord podcast on TikTok at Oxcord Podcast.
All right. Follow me on Twitter at FultonW_ so you can see more absolutely just horrendous Twitter takes, because I'm full of them. Look, you need somebody to pick on. It's how Colin Cowherd made his money, was with a bunch of bad takes. I'll get to grad school and they'll teach me how to do better. Follow me on Twitter at FultonW_. Follow the Oxcord podcast on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Follow Boot Crew Media on all social platforms and YouTube. Absolutely YouTube.
All right, you can go ahead and find me on Twitter at MacGoodChild. Please like, subscribe, follow, unfollow, and then follow again. Spotify, Apple Music, it doesn't matter. Rate us 5 stars. You know what we're
to the moon.
Yeah. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Oxcord Pod and trail our bets. We're pretty hot.
Yeah, we are. Max got your back. So, all right. Well, y'all have a great Memorial Day weekend, and we will see you next week. Love you guys.